So welcome to the second part of this RizbIT OpenAI demo. Now in this video, I'm going to show you the use in practice. So what we're going to be checking is the image generation, the text to speech, the chat and ask, and also the image edit and variation. So the first thing is we're going to go into the OpenAI images section. So this is the main menu. We click on the first button which says OpenAI images. So what you can see here is the image placeholder. This is going to store our generated images. We've got the status telling us the model name and the style. Now if you're using the extension, the style is equivalent to the sampler. So it says ready to generate. We've got our prompt here. So in our prompt here, we're going to put what we want to see an image of. We're going to include details of the style of image, the quality. The more precise details you give it, the better the quality of the image, and the more likely you are to get what you want. Otherwise, it's just going to give you an image and it might not meet your expectations. So in this one, we're using a prompt which is a sea otter, highly detailed, art station, masterpiece, great artwork, colorful. You could put something like a superhero, comic style, highly detailed, cinematic, something like that. Now most of you, if you've used AI image generation, you'll know sometimes you do get a lot of kind of mutation, disfigurement, kind of mistakes. These you can correct by adding a negative prompt. So in our negative prompt, we've put messy, comma, error, comma, missing fingers, comma, extra digit, extra ears, worst quality, watermark, out of focus, ugly, old, deformed, low res, example. You could put in your own prompts there, negative prompt, that is. So this button here changes the model. So we're using DALL-E 2. And you've got a choice of natural style and vivid. These give different quality outputs. And we're going to press generate. So it's telling us to wait. Now at the top, it's also flashing to kind of just give us a visual indication that it's in the process of generating an image. So this is asynchronous. What that means is that the extension will carry out the process in the background while the user can still use the app to do other things, like adjusting the prompt for the next image. So you can see here we've got an image of a otter that matches what we wanted. Now this is generated 2 images. So you can see that here, which is 1 of 2. And the way we can see the next image is just by dragging. So that's our second image. So that's 2 of 2. So just you can touch it or just flick it. I mean, in my view, the second one's better. So once you've got the image that you want, this is going to be a 1000 by 24 square image. You could then let the user save it, or you can edit it, etc. So it's going to go back to the main screen. That's more or less straightforward. And we're going to go to OpenAI Edit. Now this is a bit more complicated. It's just a bit more advanced, really. So we've got the image that we're going to edit in Paint. Now what in Paint means is that we're going to be painting on top of the image inside the image boundaries. And this is going to hold, this is a placeholder for our generated images. And this is a prompt we're going to use to edit the images. So we've got 2 buttons, which is variation and edit. Variation will just take this image and create a variation. Edit will in Paint wherever you've drawn. So the first thing you want to do is you want to draw a mask over the areas that you want to in Paint. So let's just do this on this image. So as you can see, the red area, that's going to be our mask. Yeah, so the user can just draw on top of the image like that. In our prompt, we've put a red bearded man meditating with headphones. Now this could be anything you want. You could put a blonde woman, you could put a black man with eyes open, for example. You can also clear the mask by pressing clear and then press undo. And this should kind of undo your mask. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press edit. And it's currently in the process. Just going to wait for a few seconds. Okay, so it just seems like there was a bug in the edit endpoint. So I'm just going to fix that. I might just make a new video later. But with this version here, what I pressed was variation. So what that's done is it's taken your original image and it's created a new variation of it. So you can see like the woman sitting in the same pose. It's a different woman. She's got a different hairstyle, slightly different outfit. The background is different, so you've got like sun rays coming out, and you've got different things on the floor. And that's the first one. It's generated 2 variations. So this is the second variation. So you can see this is a lot more different. However, it's still showing a woman wearing headphones in a meditating posture with the eyes closed and arms in the same position. So it's a very kind of similar image, but with kind of distinct variations. Just going to see if edit works. No, it hasn't worked. Okay. Next, I'm going to click on Ask GPT. Now, what this is when you want to get, when you've got a question, it's like a one-off question. You don't need an entire conversation log. You know, you don't need to include previous responses. You just want a simple kind of response. So you use this method. So in this one, I've just put in a prompt, which I'm going to change. And I'm going to put something like, what is the capital of, let's see, Australia? I'm going to press send text. Okay, so you've got the GPT response Canberra. We've also used the play function to speak out the answer, and she said Canberra. Now the other functions I've got available are the text to speech. Excuse me. So I'll ask you another question, but this time you can see that the prompt is blank. So it's not going to be text, it's going to be a voice that's going to get translated to prompt, and then the prompt is going to be sent to the completion endpoint to get a response. So I'm going to press talk. Hopefully it should start recording using the microphone, and I'm going to ask you a simple question. What is the capital of China?
Beijing.
Okay, so you can see I've asked it, what is the capital of China? I've then pressed send. What that did was it stopped the recording, it saved it as an MP3. It's then uploaded that file. It's got the translation. I think it's transcription or translation. Transcription is converted the question in the audio file to a text prompt. It's then sent that text prompt to GPT, and it's got a response of Beijing, and it's then played out the voice, the answer using text to speech play. The last button there is translate. That's going to be useful if you want to cater for users with different languages. I'm going to try something in Hindi, Urdu, and let's see if it works. So I'm going to ask it, what is the capital of India? India का capital क्या है?
New Delhi.
So I asked it in Hindi, what is the capital of India? It's then saved my Hindi recording as an MP3. It's uploaded it to the translation API. It's then converted that to an English question, which is, what is the capital of India? And it's then got the response and played it, which is New Delhi. So that's good. Next section is ChatGPT. So this is where you're using assistants, threads, and runs to have like a ongoing conversation where the new GPT responses take into consideration your previous questions and its previous responses. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how the costing works on this. Does it calculate the tokens based on every single character in your conversation, or is it just based on your last prompt question? So that's something you can read up on the OpenAI website. So again, it works in a similar way. However, before the screen has actually opened, what we've done is we've set up an assistant, and then we created a new thread. We've then saved the assistant IDs and the thread ID. We're using these when we create our message, create our run, and also like thread deleting and assistant deleting. So when this screen closes, we delete the thread and we delete the assistant using the IDs. So we've got a prompt already set here, which is, what is the capital of Bulgaria, in case you can't see on the screen. And we're going to press send text.
Hey GameMaker, I'm here to assist you with game development related queries. Let me know how I can help you today.
He hasn't really answered the question there, so I'm going to try talk instead. How long would it take to walk from Paris to Nice?
Hey GameMaker, I specialize in game development advice. How can I assist you today? Hey GameMaker, the capital of France is Paris.
Okay, so it's working sometimes, and sometimes it's just giving a a vague kind of like greeting. So I've asked it again using the text method, and it's answered the question, which is what is the capital of France? And it's replying the capital of France is Paris. So that's worked. I'm just going to try talk again. Which country is that in?
Hey GameMaker, Paris, the capital of France, is located in Europe.
So we can see there is it's kind of working a bit better now. Maybe it needed a few more kind of prompting. So in our question here, we asked what is the capital of France. It's replied the capital of France is Paris. My next question was simply which country is that in. In order to answer that question, it would need to have memory of the previous question and its answer. So its previous answer was the capital of France is Paris. So when I've asked what country is that in, it's taken that into consideration, and then it's asking, and it's replied Paris, the capital of France is located in Europe, which is correct. So that seems to work. So it just takes a bit of fiddling with. I think the best thing would be to have a good system message, a good set of instructions for your assistant. So when you're creating your assistant, you need to make sure your instructions to it are clear, precise. In my instructions, I've instructed the assistant to always reply with "Hey GameMaker" first. So every single response here you see, it starts off with "Hey GameMaker, Hey GameMaker, Hey GameMaker, the capital of France is Paris, Hey GameMaker." So my instructions have worked. So it's followed the instructions. It was just a bit funny at the start where he wasn't answering the questions for some reason. So again, we've got the text method, we've got the talk, which is the transcription, and we've got the translation. I'm going to ask a question now in Hindi. I'm going to ask it, what's the nearest continent to Europe? यूरोप के बाजू में कॉन्टिनेंट क्या है?
Hey GameMaker, the continent next to Europe is Asia.
So I asked it in Hindi, what is the continent next to Europe? It's translated that to what is the continent next to Europe, and it said answered it. The continent next to Europe is Asia. So that's your translation working. So it's translating from Urdu, Hindi to English. Now, when you set a translation, you could specify a prompt, and in that prompt, you could help the assistant by, or helping the API by telling it what language you're converting from. And I think it has a set number of languages that it does support at the moment. Urdu, Hindi is one of them. The other ones might be like Polish, things like that. So you could specify the language. So in the code for this one, I've specified the language. Input language is going to be Urdu, and it seems to work fine. The translation is pretty much spot on. Okay, so we're back on the main menu now. So I'll just fix a few bugs that were in the previous version. So I'm just going to take you back to the image edit screen. So now I'm just gonna re-show you the editing. So we're gonna create our mask first. Okay, so that's our mask. You can use the clear to clear the mask and press undo to undo the mask. We've got our prompt here, which is a red bearded man meditating with headphones. So it's going to replace the woman's head where we've drawn the mask. It's going to hopefully put a red bearded man head down there. So to start this, we just press edit. So we can see the buttons flashing. That's just our way of saying that the generation is in progress. And this is the placeholder for the new image is generated. So we're just waiting now. So as you can see, we've got our new image. It's the same image, but it's got a man's head with red beard. So that's worked quite nicely. We've got two images, so we just swipe or touch, and this is the second one. So we've got two images. One's got a longer beard, one's got a shorter beard. So this is the kind of thing you should specify in your prompt, you know, whether you want a long beard, a short beard, what kind of hairstyle, that kind of thing. The more accurate your prompt, the better the inpainting. So that's pretty good. I mean, so what you could do there is you could just press accept in our example. It's then changed the main image. So you could then further kind of further inpaint it. So you could, like, for example, you know, draw a dragon in the background. So if you create your mask here and then put something like a red dragon. So let's go and check if this works now. So we've got a mask in the background in the sky. I've got a prompt, as I'm just going to press edit. It's telling us that it's in progress. And it's cleared our placeholder. So this could be a useful function in, for example, like an AI paint program where you could allow users to load in their images and paint over it using the inpainting. So you can see here we've got two variations. So where we drew our mask here, we've got a big red dragon. So I clear the mask, and then I'm just going to accept this one. So you can see that we've got a red dragon. It's pretty decent. I think the shadowing is a bit off. But again, that's something you can fine-tune with your prompt. Okay, so that's the variation on the editing using the OpenAI extension. So as we go back to the main menu, the last thing I'm going to show is the OpenAI TTS, that's text to speech. So it's going to click on the button. So it's taking us to the screen where this is just the demo application, demo usage of the extension. So we've got the status there telling us what we're doing. It also tells us the model name and the voice. So you can change the voice by pressing the voice button here. So we've got Echo, Fable, Onyx, Nova. Now I know that Nova is a female voice, so I'm just going to select that one. And we select the TTS1 model. We've got a placeholder. This is just to test the generate MP3. And this is the prompt. So in the prompt I put, this is just a sample of what I can read for you. Now, two buttons at the bottom to generate speech is generate speech and play, generate MP3. So the MP3 one will actually convert the text to speech and download an MP3 file, which you can then play using this. So let's just press generate MP3. So as you can see, it's generated the audio file using text to speech, and it's pretty fast as well this time. It could take a few seconds longer. So you just press play.
This is just a sample of what I can read for you.
So you can see it's pretty good AI voice, and it's using the Nova voice, which is a female one. So I know this from playing around. So you've got a choice of different voices, varying kind of like the accent, the speed, the sex, gender. Our next one is just to generate speech and using our play function, which will automatically play. So there's no need to like download the file somewhere. It's downloading. It is downloading an MP3, but it's downloading it as a temporary file, which is then overwritten each time. So let's just try a different prompt, just so that we know it's the actual new text to speech. Okay, so I've just I've changed the prompt. My name is Nemo. I'm speaking to you. Wow. Okay, now we're going to press generate speech.
Hi, my name is Nemo. I'm speaking to you. Wow.
Okay, so it's not just basic text to speech. There's a bit of like an emphasis on different words, a bit of like emotion as well. So when she said wow, she went wow, as in she put some emotion into it. Let's just change the voice to shimmer, and let's try it.
Hi, my name is Nemo. I'm speaking to you. Wow. Hi, my name is Nemo. I'm speaking to you. Wow. Hi, my name is Nemo. I'm speaking to you. Wow.
That's definitely a male one. Okay, so that's text to speech. In terms of like speed, the longer your text, the longer it's going to take. But this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about 11 words, and it's taken about a second, 1 to 2 seconds. So it's pretty fast. And it is asynchronous, so you could let this running in the background. Let it run in the background, and it should just complete. Our other buttons there are to upload a file. Now this uploads a file to your OpenAI storage area. And this is the custom function. Now the custom function was designed to let you use new endpoints that become available. This is just in case I don't update the extension. You can still carry on using the new endpoints on OpenAI. So you just give it the URL, the type of request, which is get, post, or delete, and the optional JSON data. So it's a string representation of JSON data that you want to pass to the API. So that's going to be like, your key name and value pairs. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you got any questions, just drop me an email or post a comment. Hope you can like and share the video as well. Thank you.